further desecrated the pedestal in Baltimore in which the statue of explorer Christopher Columbus once stood. The Columbus statue was torn down and dumped into the Inner Harbor back in 2020. It was later recovered, refurbished, and now sits on the grounds of the White House. To talk about what this latest attack on Columbus means to the Italian community, we welcome the president of the Italian American One Voice Coalition, DiMino, back here on the Live Zone. Andre, it's been quite some time. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Guy. Good to be back with you.
What do you make of this latest attack on Columbus?
Well, this was a further desecration of that statue, which is now just a pedestal in the Baltimore area in the Inner Harbor. And it's really just a disgrace that they would continue to desecrate and vandalize this beautiful location. You know, that pedestal, although the statue was destroyed and taken down, and now it is up at the White House, as you said, but that pedestal still has depictions of Columbus's voyage to this part of the world. So it's really just a disgrace that they continue to go after this piece of art.
Yeah, Andre, I have to ask, what is it that some Americans just don't get with regard to Columbus and his journeys right here to America?
Well, you know, if it wasn't for Columbus, there wouldn't be an America. There wouldn't be a United States. Now, of course, he didn't land in the United States, but his voyage was monumental. He united the continents. He brought the world together with his voyages. And because of that, this part of the world had Western culture and developed into what it is now. So we've really got to say that, you know, it was kind of like the moonshot back then when Columbus made it to this part of the world and united the continents. And that's why we're here now.
Yeah, well, agree and or disagree. One thing is for sure is that what recently happened happens to be uncalled for. What would you say to the vandals that did this?
Don't you have anything better to do? I mean, really, why do you have to disgrace this representation? Not only that's important to America and Americans, but to Italian Americans. They've got to find something else to do in their life. And, you know, we just consider that they're criminals. You know, these vandals just continue to desecrate these things, and it's just uncalled for, and they should stop.
Yeah. So, Andre, obviously we have celebrated Columbus for more than 100 years, his accomplishments. What is it as of late? What do you think the reason is that he has become so polarized as of late?
Well, really, it gets down to someone that hated this country, and that's Howard Zinn, who wrote his book. He was a self-declared anarchist and Marxist. He hated Western culture. He hated our country. And so he wrote a textbook where he falsified the facts about Columbus and our founding fathers. And it's really been since that 1980 book where we've seen this, you know, this ridiculous claims about Columbus that are just not true. If somebody checks the verifiable facts, they'll see that the things that they're saying about Columbus are just not true. In fact, there's been several books debunking Howard Zinn's books by people like Rafael Ortiz, an indigenous person himself, who's written 4 books presenting and preserving Columbus and opposing what Howard Zinn says in his book.
Yeah. Andre, let's end with this, and that's on a positive note. What does it mean to so many Italian Americans now that the statue, if you will, is now on the grounds of the White House?
Well, that was a great monumental thing that happened. Now that statue, by the way, that statue was made from the statue that was broken up and thrown into the Baltimore Harbor. And we compliment the local Italian American organizations there in Baltimore that fished that parts out of the harbor and then had it be resurrected as a new statue. And now it's on the grounds of the White House. And we really appreciate the administration for making this very prominent, very visible display of the support of Columbus as that iconic symbol, not only to Italian Americans, but actually to all Americans.
Andre DiMino joining us yet again right here on the Live Zone. It's always good to see you, my friend. Make it a great day.
You too, Guy. Thank you very much.
You bet.